Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, in the previous session we solved some problems from previous year bank PO papers. In this session we are going to solve some more problems from the previous year papers. So I think and I'm sure in fact you might have attended all the basic sessions and now you are getting comfort in quantitative aptitude. So just have your paper and pen with you, solve the problem on your own and match your solution with mine, right? So let's begin the session. Now this a simple problem of fractional addition subtraction. Let's do it. It's 4 5 by 6 that can be written as 4 plus 5 by 6 minus 5 minus 5 by 9 is equal to x minus 2 minus 1 by 3 plus 11 by 18, right? So it's 4 minus 5 minus 1, this 2 will come this side, so minus 1 plus 2 is 1, then this is 5 by 6 5 by 9, just cancel this also. Now let's take the LCM as 18, so it's 6 3s 3, so 3 5s are 15 minus 9 2 5s are 10, then this is positive 1 by 3 this side, so 3 6, so plus 6, and this is negative, so it's minus 11, right? So it's 1 plus all these data, so 15 plus 6 is 21, 21 minus this 21, that is 0, so 1 plus 0, that means the in all the answer is 1 only. So it's none of these. What most of the student do, they just convert this mixed fraction into a proper or improper fraction. That becomes very tedious. In fact, this will be what, like 6 4s are 24 plus 5 29 by 6, right? So your calculation unnecessary becomes tedious. So instead of that, you just break this mixed fraction into integer and improper fraction this way, right? So the calculation becomes so simple, right? Let's take the next problem. Now we have a problem of trains. Train A crosses a pole in 25 seconds and another train B crosses a pole in 1 minute and 15 seconds. Length of the train A is half length of train B. What is the respective ratio between the speeds of train A and train B, right? So if a train is crossing a pole, that means in that case speed of the train is what? Speed is equal to distance by time. But if the train is crossing a pole, this distance is nothing but the length of the train. You might have I have discussed this in my time, speed and distance session. You can revise the session if you are not clear. So in this case, the length of the train will be distance for calculation of speed, and time is the time which the train is taking to cross the pole, right? So it's time to cross. Now what? In the first case, we have to find out the speed of train A and train B. In the first case, the distance, that is the length of the train, it is not given to us. So I assume it to be L. What time is? It's 25 seconds. And the ratio of A is to B, we have to find out. Then train B, the distance is, or that means the length of the train is 2L, because length of train A is half of length B, so it's 2L. And over here the time is 1 minute 15 seconds. Here we have taken the time in seconds, so here in this case also I'll be taking the time in seconds. So it's 60 plus 15, that is 75, right? So it's L 75 by 50, so it's 3:2. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now Vina's monthly income is equal to cost of 34 kilogram of nuts, cost of 10 kilogram of nuts is equal to cost of 20 kilogram of apples, and 12 kilogram of apples price is 1500. What is Veena's annual salary? Friends, this sort of problems can be solved even mentally. 12 kilogram apple is 1500. That means per kilogram apple is 1500 divided by 12. So it's around 12 ones are, then 3, 12 twos are, and that's 125 rupees per kilo. Now 125 rupees per kilo is the price of apple per kilo, and cost of 20 kilogram of apple is 10 kilogram of nuts, right? That means the price of nuts is double of this. So price of nuts is 250 per kilo, and the Veena's income is 34 kilogram, cost of 34 kilogram of nuts. So it's 250 into 34 is the correct answer. So 25 fours are 100, 25 threes are 75, and 10 85. So it's 8500. And we have to find out annual salary as well. So 000 102,000. Okay. Now Puneet scored 175 marks in a test and failed by 35 marks. If the passing percentage of a test is 35%, what are the maximum marks of the test? Now friends, there are two ways. Either you go backward or you just solve it as usual, right? So I'm just going to discuss both the methods over here. First of all, let's go from the question side. I assume the maximum marks to be X, and 35% of X is the pass marks. So this is the pass marks, and that is 175 plus the person is failing by 35 marks. So this plus 35, these are the pass marks, right? So we can equate them. So 175 plus 35 is 210. So X is equal to 600, right? So if you go by question side also, then also the problem is of 30 to 40 seconds, not more than that, right? Even I'm explaining it to you, then also it's taking around 1 minute. So if you have to do it on your own, then it won't take your more than 25 to 30 seconds, right? And if you wish to go backward, then just choose the option from this and this, but that would be rather easier. See, 700, if you take 35% as a pass mark, so 35 into 7, in that case the calculation will be like bit difficult. You just have, you don't, because you don't remember the table of 35, so in that case it will be a bit lengthy also. Just go straight, right? That won't take much time. Now let's see this question based on geometry or maybe mensuration. The length of a rectangle is twice the diameter of circle. The circumference of the circle is equal to area of a square of side 22 centimeter. What is the breadth of the rectangle if its perimeter is 668? See, we have three figures over here, a rectangle, a circle, and a square, right? So just go carefully. First of all, circumference of the circle is equal to area of a square of side 22 centimeter. What is the circumference of the circle? That is 2 pi r, and that is equal to square of area side 22. So it's 22 into 22, right? So instead of pi, I use 22 by 7. So r is 77 centimeter, right? So we got the radius of the circle. Now length of the rectangle is twice the diameter of the circle, right? So the diameter will be double of this, and length of the rectangle will further be double of this. So this is the length of the rectangle, right? Now in the calculation of perimeter, 2 times length will come and 2 times breadth will come, right? So this length is of single time. So if I double it, that is 77 into 2 into 2 into further 2, that is 8. If I deduct this from 668, I'll be getting 2 times breadth, right? So breadth will be this calculation divided by 2. Okay. since this minus sign is over there, I cannot cut it directly. So I'm just dividing this by 2 minus this by 2, right? So it's in examination, do not rewrite them again and again. It's 4 sevens are 28, 4 sevens are 28 and 2 30, right? So 334 minus 308, that is 26, right? In limited space, you should be able to do your question, right? Because sometimes it becomes difficult to copy the question from the uh, question paper to like a rough paper, right? It takes a lot of time also, and sometimes while copying you make mistakes also. Just if it is feasible for you to just do the problem on the given space around the question, right? So avoid copying too much, right? So nobody is going to see your calculation, whatever you are doing over here. So just I'm just giving you the idea how do I calculate, right, to save the space. Okay. Now friends, let's see the problem from time and work. Four girls can do a piece of work in 8 days. Same work three boys can do in 9 days, seven men in 2 days, and five women in 4 days. Who among them have the minimum capacity of work? Now it looks like to be very like difficult to understand, and sometimes the student feel it difficult to do also, but I'm sure this problem can be done mentally if you know the Mendes concept, right? So what Mendes concept is that I have explained in my time and work session. Do attend that, you will be cleared with that, right? Over here I'm just not using paper and pen. Just listen to me very carefully, right? What I'm doing over here, I'm just converting the work to be done by individual into its days, right? Now four girls can do the piece of work in 8 days. That means for a single girl the work is of 4 into 8, that is 32 days, right? So the capacity of the girl, of a single girl to work to do the same this work is 32 days, right? For a single girl 32 days. Similarly for a boy, three boys 9 days matlab means single boy 27 days, right? So girl 32, boy 27, men will be 2 into 7 14, and woman will be 4 into 5 20. So who is taking most of the time, the largest time, that is the girls. That means the girls have minimum capacity, so no paperwork is required at all, right? So girl is the correct answer. Now sum of 8 consecutive numbers of set A is 376. What's the sum of 5 consecutive numbers of another set if its minimum number is 15 ahead of average of set A, right? So first of all, we have to find out the average of this set A. Now the total is 376 and the numbers are 8. So the average is 376 by 8, that is 47, right? Now we have the another set, and the minimum number of that set is 15 plus this number. So 47 plus 15, that is 62. So it's 62 plus 63 plus 64 plus 65 plus 66. We have to find this sum, right? Now these are 5 consecutive numbers. So just take the middle number into multiplied by 5 to get the total of these 5 numbers, right? So 5 fours are 20, 5 6 are 30 plus 2, 320, right? Okay, I hope you understand this logic, that to get the average of the total of 5 consecutive numbers, you just take the middle number and multiply that by 5. If you wish to find out the sum of 3 consecutive number, then take the middle number and multiply that by 3. If you wish to find out the total of 7 consecutive number, take the middle number and multiply that by 7 to get the total, right? So it's quite simple, a two-step problem only, and can be solved in less than 40 seconds. So I hope you are clear. Now, the ratio between the adjacent angles of a parallelogram are 2:3. The smallest angle of a quadrilateral is equal to the half of the smallest angle of parallelogram. The highest angle of the quadrilateral is 4 times greater than its smallest angle. What is the sum of highest angle of a quadrilateral and smallest angle of a parallelogram? Friends, further a simple problem. The ratio of adjacent angles is 2:3, and we know that the opposite angle of parallelogram are equal. So this ratio, if it is 2:3, the sum between sum of these two angles will be 180 degree, right? So 2:3, if we give them the breakup of 2:3 to 180, so it will be like 36 into 2, 72, and 36 into 308, right? So these are the angles of parallelogram. Now, as far as the case of quadrilateral is concerned, the smallest angle of quadrilateral is equal to half of smallest angle of parallelogram. That means smallest angle of quadrilateral is 36 degree, right? Smallest angle. The highest angle of a quadrilateral is 4 times greater than the smallest. So highest angle is 4 times this, that is 36 into 272, that is 144. So what is the sum of highest angle and smallest angle? So it's 144 plus 36, so it's 180, right? Very simple problem. Now, a problem absolutely based on calculation techniques. Raju buys 550 ml milk every day. The cost price of 1 liter milk is 44. Then which amount he would pay in 45 days, right? Now, the quantity per day is 550 ml, that is 0.55 liter, right? And cost price of 1 liter is 44. So price of this will be this into 44, because this we have converted against liter, and the amount is then the total number of days is 45. Now friends, the important thing over here is how to make this calculation, right? Because to multiply these big datas, it will take a lot of time for you, right? So what I suggest you, just listen to me very carefully. It's 55. I take 1/5. I just divide it by 100. So I take 1/5 from here and 1/5 from here, right? So it will be converted to 11 and it will be converted to 9, right? So I got 25, that is 4, and that's 11, right? Now your final answer is multiple of 11, right? And the unit digit must be 9. Now none of the options are multiple of 11. See, just you must be clear about the divisibility test of 11. And initially I could have done that. Instead of removing decimal, I can say that the quantity, that is 0.55 in 44 into 45, it is definitely multiple of 11 and 9 both as well, right? Okay, so if in the first instance, if you get this, it will be really good. Just check the options, which of the option is multiple of 11, and you must be knowing the divisibility test of 11. So just add up the alternate number. This is 8 and this is 10. Difference is 2. So it's not 0 or 11. So this number is not multiple of 11. So it's further, it's 8 and it's 9. Not at all applicable. This is 10 and this is 9. Not applicable. This is 9 and this is 8. Not applicable. So none of the option is multiple of 11, right? So none of this is the answer. If you don't want to make this calculation, you can skip it. Just go directly with the step, because you know that 55 and 44, both of them are multiple of 11, right? So your final answer should be multiple of not only 11, but it should be multiple of 11 into 11, that is 121. Now, in a college, 2000 students are there, in which 36% are girls. That means 64% are boys. Each boy's monthly fees is 480 and each girl paid 25% less fee in comparison to boys. What is the total monthly fees, right? 2000, 36% girls, that means 720 is girls, and the fees of the girls is 3/4 of 480 plus number of boys as 1280 into fees is 480, right? Now let's take 480 as common. So 480, it's 540 plus 1280. So 128 plus 54 is 182 is 0. So it's 480 into 1820. So it's 0, 0. Just the unit digit will be, or you can just see it's 180 into this 48. It must be around, you can use distributive property here once again. It's, let's make it 50 minus 2. So 182 into 50, that is 182 into 10 by 2, right? How do you multiply 5 to any number? That is multiplied by 10 and divided by 2, right? So it's 1820 divided by 2. So 2, 9 and then 1, 0, right? So 182 into 5 is 910, so it's 9100 minus, right? So 9100 minus 364, that you have to calculate, and after that these two zeros are already there. So if you deduct 400 from 9100, it will be 8700, and plus you have to add 36 because you deducted 400, so it's 8736, right? Two zeros we copied from this, right? So this is how you can calculate it. Otherwise, if you are not comfortable, just calculate it as regularly you are doing, right? Because none of these is there, so you have to be careful about your calculation. Now let's see this question. Which of the following fractions are in descending order? That means the first of the fraction should be the largest, and the last one should be smallest, right? Now we can see that all the fractions over here are proper fractions. Now you just cross multiply the fractions and eliminate the wrong options, right? Suppose I pick up any of them, right? Suppose I take this. So it's 2 by 9, it's 3 by 11. So if I cross multiply, it will be 22, 2 into 11, and it will be 27, that is 9 into 3. That means 3 by 11 is greater than 2 by 9, right? So that should come prior to 2 by 9. So this is wrong option, right? Similarly, this is also wrong because 2 by 9 is coming before 3 by 11, right? In this option, let's see, it's let's take up this. It's 7 3s are 21 and it is 22, right? So 2 by 7 is greater than 3 by 11, so it is even this is incorrect. So this is 7 5s are 35, 24. Let's cross multiply next one. It's 22, 21, right? It's 27, 22, correct? Then it is 10 and it is 9. So this is the correct one, right? So if you get at the very first step, if you get the correct answer, then no need to calculate further, right? I hope you are clear. Now friends, this is a problem based on permutation combination of arrangement. In how many different ways can the letters of the word aware be arranged? There are 3 and 2, 5 letters, but A is repeated, right? So if we have 5 places, so the words can be arranged, the letters can be arranged in 5 factorial manner, right? But since A is repeated for 2 times, so we need to divide by 2. So it's 120 by 2, 120 is 5 factorial, so it's 60 ways, right? Now friends, a very simple problem from time and work. If you have attended my time and work session, it will be really a cakewalk for you, right? So Aisha can complete a piece of work in 16 days and Amita can complete the same piece of work in 8 days. If both of them work together, in how many days can they complete the same piece of work? Now we just have to go for the unitary method. Aisha is taking 16 days to complete the work. That means in a single day she will be doing 1 upon 16th of the work. Similarly, the other girl will be doing 1/8 of the work in a single day. So both of them will together do 116 plus 1/8, that is 3 by 16 work per day, right? So in a single day 3 by 16 work is being done. So the entire work will be done in 16 by 3 days, right? So it's 5, 1 by 3 days. Okay. Problem can be done in 20 to 25 seconds. Now, a problem from average. Average of 5 numbers is 65. The average of first 2 numbers is 81. The average of last 2 numbers is 38. What is the third number? It's a very simple problem, friends. I'll just explain you the logic behind the problem. See, average of 5 numbers. What is the formula for average? That is, average is equal to sum of the numbers divided by number of numbers, right? In this case, sum of the numbers is not given, average is given, so I just put the value of average is equal to sum we don't know, number of numbers is 5, right? Now suppose the 5 numbers are A plus B plus C plus D plus E, that will be 65 plus 65 into 5, right? Now the average of first 2 numbers is 81 and average of last 2 numbers is 38. Now what we have done over here, just listen to me carefully. The average of 5 numbers is 65. That means the total is what? 65 into 5. That I have proved over here, right? This work I have done for the clarity only. Otherwise it's not at all necessary, right? So if average is given, average of certain number is given, then to find the sum, just multiply the number to average, right? So 65 into 5 is the sum of the numbers, right? Similarly, if the average of first 2 numbers is 81, then that means their sum will be 81 into 2, right? So sum of these two will be 81 into 2, right? Similarly, we don't know C. The average of last 2 numbers is 38. That means what will be the total of last 2 numbers? That is 2 into 38. That is 76. Right? So we can get the value of C. That is 325 minus 162 minus 76. So it is 87. Precisely the work is like, what are the steps to be written? It's 5 into 65, that is 325, minus 81 into 2, that is 162, and minus 38 into 2, 76. This is the only step that you have to write. Now deduct and get the answer, right? Now friends, a problem from time, speed and distance. A bus covered a certain distance from village A to village B at the speed of 60 km per hour. However, on its return journey, it got stuck in traffic and covered the same distance at the speed of 40 km per hour and took 2 hours more to reach its destination. What is the distance between village A and B? Now we assume the distance to be x, right? So x distance, if the bus is traveling or covering at the speed of 40 km per hour, it will take this much time, right? That means time is equal to distance by speed, right? And in the first case, the distance is same, that is x kilometer, and the bus is traveling at 60 km per hour. So this is the time that it will take. Now the difference between these two is what? Like it's 2 hours, right? Because in this speed it's taking 2 hours more. Now we just have to solve and get the value of x. So it's 60 minus 40, that is 20x over 60 into 40 is equal to 2. So it's x is equal to 240 kilometer, right? The problem can be done mentally even, right? Now a problem from ratio and proportion. The ratio of the numbers of students studying in class A, B and C is 5:8:4. If the number of students studying in each class of the school is increased by 20, 25 and 30% respectively, what will be the new respective ratio? So that means every data is being increased by respectively 20%, 25% and 30%. So initially if it is 5, now it will be 5 into 1.2, right? Similarly it is 8 into 1.25 and this is 4 into 1.30, right? So this is the new ratio. Now look at the option. The third quantity should be multiple of 13. So this option is eliminated. This and this we have 2. So now what is that? I suppose take it as 13 and make it 40, right? Now I divide this quantity and this quantity by 40. Now let's see what do I get if I divide by 40, 5 and 25. So 25 is to 13 I got. So even both of them are correct still. And I divide this by 40 because 40 I divided the three quantities by 40, right? So from this place it is cancelled. Here if I divide by 40 I get 25. From this place it's 3, so it's 15. So the ratio is 15 is to 25 is to 13. That means this is the correct choice, right? Now a problem on trains. A train passes a pole in 20 seconds and a platform of 100-meter length in 30 seconds. What is the length of the train? Now when there is a case of train, we have to consider the length of the train also, right? Now here we are having two objects. One is the pole, and the pole is having actually the width of the pole is actually negligible, right? But the width of the platform is not negligible. In this case it is 100 meter, right? So when a train is crossing a pole, we do not consider the length of the pole, but we consider the length of the train, right? So what is speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. Now in this case, what will be the distance? Distance will be nothing but the length of the train. I assume it to be L, right? And time what it is taking is 20 seconds, right? So this is the speed of the train, right? Now in the other case, what will be the total length? That is the total distance to be covered up. See, this is train and this is platform, right? So if this train is covering this distance and finally reaching over here, that means this train is crossing this platform. So in all, the total length is length of the platform plus length of the train, right? So the total distance to be covered up is length of the platform plus length of the train. So length of the platform is 100 meter, length of the train is L that we assumed, and time taken is 30, and speed of the train will be same in both the cases. So if it we can equate these two. So 100 plus L by 30 is equal to L by 20. So it's 200 plus 2L is 3L. So L is 200 meter, right? So I have done this much work, but you don't have to do in the single step only. You just have to write this expression, right? The train is taking 20 seconds to cross the pole, so L by 20 will be equal to length of the train plus length of the platform by time taken. This is the only step to be done. 3L is equal to 2L plus 200, so L will be 200 only, right? This much work to be done. I hope you are clear. Friends, we have done good number of problems in this session. In the next session, further we will be taking more problems from bank probationary officers previous year papers. So do revise this session and the previous sessions as well, and do not forget to revise even basic sessions, right? So let's see you in the next session. Bye bye.